Hey guys, what is up? I'm Zombie Games, he's Big King Kill, and welcome back to another tale. The reason why we're talking so quiet is because for one, it's 2:19 a.m. I'm not trying to wake up everyone in my fucking house. I'm also slightly tired, and other reasons.
I'm a little tired as well. Because I just got off work too. Long shift.
And other reasons we will not talk about. But today we are going to be reacting to both Gogeta and Vegito's introduction to Death Battle and see how we just want to know how this is going to go. How I think it's going to go is they're going to individually talk about the feats of what Gogeta has done as a whole entity, one singular entity, and what Vegito has done as one singular entity, not both Goku and Vegeta, and then combining them into one.
Because I think they're going to check it up on, because obviously they're not going to go into these Super Saiyan forms or be able to use these moves without Goku and Vegeta. Mm-hmm. And I feel like their power derives on Goku and Vegeta's power. You know what I mean?
I think they'll slightly touch up on it, but I don't think they'll include anything from the manga because...
Except you need a number to be able to multiply that from, you know what I mean?
But you also have to realize something. The reason why I don't think they'll fully touch up on them is because in the manga, Vegito or Gogeta have not fused and used their newest forms yet, so it's technically a non-canon thing. They can go into those forms separately, but it's not canon where they can go in them together, combined. Because they can't combine both forms to make.
Well, at that point, they're not going to use the manga. The earliest one they can use is the Super Broly movie. At that point, they got to use both versions of Goku and Vegeta from the Super Broly movie as Gogeta and Vegeta to make it fair.
I know if they do.
Because that's the last. Well, Super Broly is for a fact canon because I thought Superhero was canon, but I guess not. Well, I've heard a lot of comments saying otherwise.
No, it is canon. I've looked it up. It is confirmed canon. As of this new arc, it is confirmed canon.
Well, there's not really many feats for Superhero for them to go off of, so Broly will probably be the...
Feats, but without further ado, you ready to start this video?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Imagine, it's 1995 and you're at a movie theater in Japan. You're there to watch Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn, and it's gonna be the most radical movie ever, dude! I mean, yeah, it was a little weird when Adolf showed up, but then it happened. Goku and Vegeta were pushed to the brink with only one option left. They merged into a single being of amazing power, Gogeta!
Oh wait, this movie's on canon.
And that would be the greatest thing 8
This is where they fought Janemba. Yeah.
Yep, you peaked at 8.
Fun fact, while Vegito had already debuted in the manga 2 months earlier, Gogeta was created first. After all, the movie had been in production throughout the previous year.
2 Saiyans, the proud son of royalty and the lower-class champion becoming one epic powerhouse? This is the true potential of Goku and Vegeta. Easily a top 5 Dragon Ball moment. Hey, nothing beats the first time we saw Super Saiyan, but I think this comes close.
This method of fusion was taught to Goku by the Metamorans, a mysterious alien people who we never actually see.
But I'd guess
it's kind of weird how we never met them.
With inflatable shoulder pads. Anyway, when Goku taught this fabled technique to Goten and Trunks,
because we know what they wear, but...
the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen.
This is the fusion dance. On top of an incredibly precise movement routine, this technique requires both parties to match power levels in order to fuse successfully. A literal personification of the phrase, only as strong as the weakest link.
It's pretty easy to screw up, trust me. But if you nail it, you're the baddest mother effer on the planet.
Though not part of mainline canon, Goku and Vegeta first used this to battle Janemba, a demon basically composed of essence of evil. Probably smells like cats. Gogeta defeated him in less than 2 minutes. 20 years later, Gogeta would become canon to conquer one of the most dangerous entities in the multiverse, Broly.
Obviously, Gogeta's super powerful, but I think his most underappreciated skill is how he comes up with awesome attack names. Like the Big Bang Kamehameha, Stardust Fall,
well, if they're bringing up GT, then that's going to be an issue.
And the ultimate villain killer, Stardust Breaker!
A fancy-looking attack that completely obliterates all traces of evil within a target.
That's how it took out Janemba.
That's probably not going to affect Vegeta, though, to be fair.
Literally made of evil.
I mean, it'll damage him, but I don't think it'll kill him.
Devilman's Devilmight Beam, which causes
or at least the neutralize
evil
evil part, you
know
what I
mean? Spike? That guy's hilarious! Which obscure character are you gonna reference next? Icarus, Sour Man, General Rildo? Oh man, that guy's just one letter up from General Dill.
Oh God, don't remind me.
I mean, there's actually a guy named Bandages the Mummy.
Bandages the Mummy. That's actually kind of charming in a silly way.
You wanna go watch some Dragon Ball?
Yeah.
Come back in a couple of days when we talk about Vegito. I like the guy who throws trees and rides on them.
So I guess I was technically.
This episode is.
I don't know, maybe. Well, I mean, they didn't exactly. This is the pre-analysis, so you gotta keep in mind is that they're not gonna be touching up on everything until the battle itself, which isn't until the 20th.
But go to 39 seconds.
Okay. Alright, I'm there.
You ready?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
It's the spring of 1995. A demonic menace has threatened to consume the world in chaos. Goku and Vegeta were pushed to the brink with only one option left: fusion! They used one of their most incredible techniques to become a merged being of unimaginable power. Does this sound familiar?
But there wasn't time to teach Vegeta an awkward dance routine he'd ultimately despise. Instead, they used the Potara.
Only the gods themselves could rock bling like this. That's right, the Potara earrings come from the Kais, the gods that supervise the universes.
By placing one earring on each person's opposite ear, the Potara forcibly fuses the two beings together, no power level matching required. In this case, Goku and Vegeta fuse to become Vegito.
Okay, seriously, Vegito? Couldn't they have a better name?
It's not
What?
bad.
That name's awesome.
And remember, Fusion Reborn started production well before Toriyama penned Vegito's first appearance.
So, Toei called dibs on the better name, huh?
Why are they adding stuff
Shouldn't
on the
it be
video
like
game? It's fine.
Vegito? Not like that's much better either. Why Vegito?
It makes more sense in Japanese. Vegito is formed from the first half of Vegeta and the latter half of Kakaroto. This is why Viz actually translated it to Vegerot.
Oh, that one sucks too. Okay, bored now. Let's talk about how he blows shit up real good.
Vegito has numerous techniques that are entirely his own, many of which are, fittingly, perfect combinations of Goku and Vegeta's signature moves, such as the Final Kamehameha, formed like Vegeta's Final Flash, but fired like Goku's Kamehameha wave. He's got a Spirit Sword, the Saiyan Shield, and the Banshee Blast. Which, no, it's not the Ghost attack you're thinking of.
With Goku and Vegeta's powers combined, Majin Buu was no match. Super Vegito was so friggin' powerful that even being turned into candy didn't slow him down. It just made him delicious.
His level
No, it just made him even
of
tougher
power
for
has
Super
transcended
Food to
such an
fucking
impressive
deal
degree
with.
that he was capable of effectively ignoring having his matter entirely altered and his DNA eradicated. He continued on as the Incredible Fighting Candy. Wait, does that mean everyone was still sentient?
What you mean?
When Boo turned people to candy and ate them, I always assumed they died upon transformation. But what if they were actually still alive, helpless within an inanimate shell of sugar, with no way to run and no way to scream in terror as they were chewed into sugary mush?
What the f***,
Makes sense.
dude?
I need to lie down. Come back next week for the climactic battle between Gogeta and Vegito.
No, that actually does make sense if you think about it. Well, they actually didn't even touch up stuff on Samusu, which is pretty weird. Which is, I mean, they're obviously touched it up. I mean, again, this is the pre. Obviously, they will. It's weird they didn't touch up on it right here, and or at least not even mention it.
As far as I know, and I'm still gonna bet that, as far as I know, it is safe to say they're going singularly off the feet of Vegito and.
Well, if that is the case, and they're going out of GT feats, then we're gonna have an issue with who's actually gonna be winning this.
Because what we also have to realize, though, is they might include those feats, but they're also going to go the strongest form. And what?
Well, no. No. You gotta keep in mind is that the reason why I say that Vegito is because again, it does not matter what the feats, because I'm just keep saying this. It doesn't really matter with the feats when all these feats were done in the past. When they've literally brought up Ultra Ego Vegeta in Thor vs. Vegeta. That being said, they're going to be using base form, Goku, and Vegeta for this. Meaning that the Gogeta and Vegeta that's going to be in this are going to be base form that are currently in the manga. Basically, off of what we know so far as their power. Whether they decide to use Ultra Ego or Ultra Instinct is up to them. I don't know. But, however, though, you gotta keep in mind about two things about the dance and the Potara. Potara has a set time for an hour. Okay? The dance lasts for 30 minutes. The reason I'm initially thinking that Gogeta is going to win is because the Potara may have an hour, but they cannot go full out. Because if they do, the timer drastically decreases by a shit ton.
Exactly. And there's another
Except, the problem with them adding in GT stuff is that they will probably pay attention to when Gogeta diffused. Because as they were Super Saiyan 4, they just used a Big Bang Ultra. You get the Big Bang Kamehameha against Omega Shenron and defused instantly.
Yes, but there's another thing you gotta realize.
Which is what?
How I think it's gonna go. Agree to disagree. How I think it's gonna go is it's gonna go off the strongest version of Vegito and Gogeta, and we know the strongest version of Vegito was against Zamasu and Goku Black. And we know, as far as we know in canon, the strongest version of Gogeta was against Brawly. Because that's the only canon version we've seen of him. If they include GT, then that's debatable if GT Gogeta is stronger than Super Brawly Gogeta. I think Super Brawly Gogeta is, but...
Well, no, that's not the problem. That's not the problem. Because also the problem is that Gogeta will have a certain set amount of power because they have to stay balanced. Well, Vegeta will be able to intensify that, meaning that Gogeta base form will be able to match up to Vegito base form. And so on and so forth. The thing that I'm concerned with here is no more about power levels than it is about speed and it is about techniques and what the other can do to the other. The main concern that's on my mind and what I think they're going to pay attention to is the set timer. And the fact that both of them has been shown to defuse canon and non-canon. No. The question is, are they going to be adding in non-canon shit, is the question. Because if they do, then I don't know who's going to win this in the end. Because
we'll see, because I have no clue who's going to win. But all I'm saying is that I think how it's going to go is that I know, I would love it too, don't get me wrong, and it'd be cool. But for the purposes of thinking logically and just...
Well, why not just make it where Gogeta uses Ultra Instinct and Vegeta uses Ultra Ego, or vice versa?
Because they're not going to do that, because for one, they're not going to include current manga Goku and Vegeta because they haven't fused at their strongest forms yet. They're probably most likely going to go off of the strongest version we have seen them in canon, which one happens to be the Goku Black Saga, and one happens to be the Brawly.
Yeah, but again, you're also...
It's not about...
You see, I hear you, okay? But these fusion beings, Gogeta and Vegito, do not exist without Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah, but
what does that imply?
Include the current manga versions of them because they've never fused yet. That would make a non-canon being that does not exist yet.
They've done non-canon shit before in Death Battle. They can easily do it now.
They haven't made a non-canon character. They haven't pulled out some random form that they haven't had.
This isn't some random form that they never had, though. Ultra Instinct is something that Goku has. Ultra Ego is something that...
confirmed that they can use it fused.
Well, how do you know that? Because Vegito is literally the perfect fusion.
Yeah,
that is literally what Potara is. Two fusions.
You have to have a clear mind.
I know, that's exactly what good... You do realize that... Okay, you do realize that Gogeta and Vegito are one person, right? Yes, two beings that are fused into one, okay? You're missing the part about there being just one person, meaning they can literally... One of them literally can think about only destruction and go Ultra Ego, while the other can literally clear their mind and go Ultra Instinct.
If they wanted to... But I don't think
Which they probably will. Which they probably will.
I think they won't. Only because...
Yeah.
And if they do...
Because you're missing the part about them being a fusion of Goku and Vegeta and them being one person, not just two.
But you're not getting the thing. How they analyzed them was talking about what they did together. They never once mentioned Goku and Vegeta separately. So they're going to do that.
No, but they have to keep in mind about what Goku and Vegeta have done.
But they're not going to include the manga.
But they have to.
They don't have to.
Yes, they do.
They're gonna keep it to the most canon thing we've seen so far,
which is stuff in the fucking manga from Goku and Vegeta, dude.
The Broly movie. They're gonna talk about how they
no, not just the Broly movie. Not just you're really. Oh my god, dude! You are thinking way too simple when it comes down to this.
And
you're not thinking outside of the fucking box when it comes to Death Battle, how they do things.
No. I am. I'm just saying. I don't think.
No, you're not. If you did, you would be able to actually see that when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter what stuff Gogeta and Vegito have done. Because in the end, they wouldn't have been able to do that if Goku and Vegeta had not fucking fused in the first place with the Potara and the fusion dance. And they wouldn't have access to any of their fucking abilities without Goku and Vegeta. Same with power, same with speed, same with transfer fucking nations.
Finish. What I was going to say is where it's going to place them is what was Goku and Vegeta's power level separately during the Broly movie.
Okay, you need to stop focusing on power levels. I hate to tell you this. Okay, they're not going to pay attention to power levels because it is bullshit. They're going to be paying attention to pretty much how many universes they can destroy.
Yeah, what universes could they do? That's what I'm saying. What I meant by power levels is how many universes could Goku and Vegeta destroy during the Broly movie separately? How many universes could Goku and Vegeta destroy separately?
Well, if we go off of how many universes Vegeta can destroy on his own and the base of what they said, which is over 2,000 something, and then we can respectively say that's for Goku. If that's timed by 2 for Gogeta and Vegeta respectively, then that would equal up to about
I just don't
8,000? 8,000 around there? 8,000, 9,000 around there? Because I do believe that they did say like 2,000 something for Vegeta's estimate.
They might not, but I just have a feeling that most likely, I know they're going to talk about Goku and Vegeta, but it's most likely not going to be the current manga versions we are hoping for.
But they have to, because, again, if they're going to be going off of canon stuff.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter, canon. They go off who's ever the strongest, and if they did, then they would have to include the manga. But if they aren't going to because of the whole ideology of them not making a... The only reason
You see, the reason why I think they should clarify as to what they're going to do, at least like in a post, is because of this shit. Of the confusion.
No, the reason why is because the only reason why I don't want them to do the manga shit is for one reason.
It's because they haven't done it yet.
Non-canon ass bullshit form.
You do realize that Dragon Ball Superheroes has literally done Vegito as Super Saiyan 4 and Gogeta probably as Super Saiyan Rose at some point. Like, they probably have done Gogeta Super Saiyan Rose, Vegito Super Saiyan Rose, and probably even Gogeta Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego probably too.
I respect GT for one reason. Super Saiyan 4, the design of it, was made by Akira Toriyama himself. That's the only contribution he ever did to that show. So that form is sick, because it was made by him. Any other form, Death Battle,
but however, though,
Super Brawling, any of that, I'm going to get mad at, because it's not made by the actual creator, or anyone...
What Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego were created by the creator, okay?
But them fused doing that was not made by the creator, stayed by the creator.
Okay, so what? They can literally do it. It's fan-made, and that's probably how they're going to... Okay, the reason why I think they're going to do that is because of this.
I don't give a shit about fan-made.
It's because of the fact that it's a season finale. So what I think they're going to do is that at the end is that they're going to be doing one gigantic final, blast. I don't know exactly what they're going to use. But and then it's going to end with like a giant explosion. It's either going to end with 3 different ways. One is that Gogeta wins, the other is that Vegeta wins, and the other is that they tie.
I'm just telling
like how it went with Chuck Norris and Sugita.
Either way.
Or whatever. Sugita Shinjiro or whatever.
Because Dragon Ball is my favorite anime. But I'm just saying, I'm just warning you now. Be warned. Don't get
your hopes up, because what if they actually do end up doing that? My day will be made.
And you can agree with that all you want.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Because
at the end of the day, it does not matter what they pull out of their ass saying what Gogeta and Vegeta have done, when they do need to look at how much power they're going to be able to have with Goku and Vegeta.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably how they're going to do it, because, again, they're not going to set a certain power level for Gogeta and Vegeta when they know for a fact they can and will by scanning Goku and Vegeta and then literally timesing that via the Potara and the Fusion Dance and power multiplication, because they've done that before when it comes to power multipliers.
Yeah, the way I see it's going is, do you know how I'm seeing it's going? It's literally going to be like the DBX. They're just going to fuse and fight. They're going to talk about it, but they're going to talk about what they did as an entity. Like they just did in this. They started mentioning stuff they did as an entity, slightly. So I feel like they're going to just mention everything they've done as an entity.
I'm just actually what I'm more curious about is how this battle's going to start.
Exactly.
Like, how's this battle going to start?
So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe, and come back for another tale.
Yep.